So the first round of the NFL draft is complete. Let's break down some of the more head-scratching picks and the slam dunks. First off, the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo has no wide receivers. They need a wide receiver big time. Not only do they trade back once, they trade back twice, with each of those picks end up drafting a wide receiver. Now listen, we don't know what the Bills draft board is. They could have a few other receivers identified who they think they could comfortably get in the second or third round. Maybe they want a couple extra kicks at a can to find a guy who will pair well with Josh Allen. But you cannot trade your pick to the defending champions, the team that has been beating you in the playoffs, when everyone and their uncle knows they're taking a wide receiver. You cannot enable them to do that. Giving Kansas City the pick to draft Xavier Worthy could blow up in their face, and the rest of the AFC's face, potentially, right? We're dealing with a dynasty. Draft picks of young kids are no slam dunk, right? Worthy could be the next Sky Moore, or he could be the next Deshaun Jackson. And the rest of the NFL better hope it's not the latter. The biggest head-scratching pick that got most of the attention was the Atlanta Falcons drafting Michael Penix Jr. Listen, I like Michael Penix Jr. I think he's a great quarterback. I think a lot of people would agree with that. The issue is they just signed Kirk Cousins to a big money deal. There is some thought out there, right? If a franchise quarterback is available, if you think he's the guy, you go get him no matter what. Because franchise quarterbacks are extremely hard to find. As a Jets fan, since I've been a fan, we've never had one. I don't think you could call Chad Pennington a franchise quarterback. Vinny Testaverde, no. They are hard to find, and teams spend decades looking for one. If you think you have one, you got to pull the trigger on it. Now, I understand that logic, but the flip side of it is you just signed Kirk Cousins. You're wanting to potentially go all in and win a Super Bowl. Wouldn't getting, a piece that could play for your team this year, be an impact player, be the way to go? Rome Odunze was sitting there to give you another weapon for Kurt. You could have went offensive line. You could have taken the first defensive player at the board. There was tremendous options available for the Falcons. This is a decision that I've seen kicked around in the Jets camp a little bit too. Do you draft a quarterback if one is sitting there when the Jets pick? I personally, as much as I see the importance of getting that franchise quarterback, winning a Super Bowl trumps that importance every day of the week. I'd rather take home one Super Bowl and not win for 20 years than have 0 Super Bowls for what seems like forever. If you got a veteran quarterback in there, you got a team that's ready to win now, you got lots of exciting young talent. You got Bijan, you got Pitts. Kirk's coming to town. You got to supplement that core with a piece that can help you win now. Don't feel bad for Kirk Cousins, though, because he's getting paid, and this guy is going to get out of this contract after 2 years when Penix takes over, and he's going to land himself another massive deal. He's probably going to go down as the highest paid quarterback in NFL history for the foreseeable future. I know with the record profits and inflation and stuff like that, that'll be eventually broken, but Kurt has done well for himself, and hey, guess what? 2 years. Aaron Rodgers retires. I know a team that has 0 luck drafting quarterbacks and loves bringing in veterans. So maybe Kurt comes to the Jets in 2 years and takes home another record payday. Speaking of the Jets, they are the paper champions. I feel like no one's had quite good of an offseason as they've had. If you watch my previous video on what the Jets needed to do, I listed out their top 5 needs, and it was offensive line, offensive line, offensive line, offensive line, and a backup quarterback, maybe a wide receiver. Free agency, they went out and did that. I didn't think they would have the cap to land enough impacting offensive linemen to fill out a top 10 line, an impactful line, a line that's going to keep Aaron Rodgers up, and they did that. But they did not have any sufficient depth. Vera Tucker, always getting hurt. Tyron Smith, he's an injury risk as well. It just takes one of those guys to get hurt, and then the domino effect happens where you shift everyone around the line. No one's in a position that they should be in, and the performance crumbles. More injuries happen. It's literally happened the last 2-3 years with the Jets. They needed another impact starter. They also need to get younger and cheaper, and that's exactly what they did, grabbing Olu, the tackle from Penn State. This kid does not give up sacks. Maybe he doesn't start day one. Maybe they try him at guard, but at some point this season, he's going to be suiting up. That's just the way the Jets luck goes. And they finally have someone that they could probably be pretty confident in that's going to be keeping Aaron Rodgers upright. Because if they do have Super Bowl aspirations, Aaron Rodgers has to be healthy and performing at a high level. Yes, a wide receiver would have been attractive here. You know, if Rumadunze had fallen, I wonder if he may or may not have been the pick. But good quarterbacks can make players around them, or good quarterbacks should be making the players around them better. He has an elite wide receiver in Garrett Wilson. Getting Mike Williams in free agency is an absolute win. Like, just a tremendous upgrade over Alan Lazard. You push everyone down that depth chart a little bit. And not to mention, you know, we still got more of this draft to go. The Jets will be fine. I also know there's a big camp for Brock Bowers. Yes, he's a great prospect, but I think the Jets internally really like what they got. Tyler Conklin's been a solid tight end for them, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on Jeremy Ruckert. He looked decent last year in his limited minutes, and now with Uzomah gone, he's only going to be getting that much more playing time. So look out for Ruckert to have a pretty decent year coming up. Finally, a quick shout out for the Chicago Bears, getting the top quarterback in the draft in Caleb Williams. And then not only that, but pairing him with one of the top wide receivers in Rumadunze. It's an absolute win. They have now DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rumadunze, and you could throw Cole Kmet in there too. Solid. You know, just that's an electric group of pass catchers for your rookie quarterback. They are surrounding him with the talent he needs to succeed in the NFL. Very unlike what the Jets like to do with their rookie quarterbacks and giving them porous O-lines and no talent. So Caleb Williams got to be pretty excited because he has a lot of weapons on that offensive end. If they could keep him upright and give him the time to throw, Chicago Bears could be a fun team to watch this year. So that'll wrap it up with my thoughts on the first round of the NFL draft. Let me know if you think your team ended up with a slam dunk first round pick and what team left you wondering what the fuck are they doing. Peace out, everyone.